Hey, family. Kim Love Jones here. I want to talk to y'all briefly, and I apologize for being late today. I said I was going to get on here at 12:30 every day, and today I was doing some other work and I wasn't able to get on time. No more excuses. No more excuses. I'm apologizing right now, and I came on to talk about no more excuses. No more excuses for dealing with people with negative nasty behavior. No more excuses for not waking up and walking in the full authority of who you are. No more excuses for dealing with people who do not align with you. This is April, and I'm talking about waking up to ourselves, getting in alignment with what we need and what we want for our lives, right? I want to just post this real quick in my Facebook group. I need to do this. Yes, I need to post this in my group. Yes, I need to do that. Yeah, but I wanted to just talk briefly. So I posted it in my group, but I wanted to just talk briefly with you about not making any more excuses for the shenanigans. I said I was going to show up in April every single day, Monday through Friday, and maybe perhaps sometimes on a Saturday if that works out for me. I don't know because I don't know what my weekends are going to be like. I can't tell all the time what they'll show, how they're going to render or whatever. But anywho, I wanted to get back to this. I want to get back to the place where there are no more excuses for bad behavior. There's no more excuses for allowing people to be in our lives who do not align with us, who do not elevate up. Like there's a time and a place in all of our lives. It comes a time when we have to acknowledge that we are truly responsible for what happens in our lives. We are responsible for what we're going to deal with and or tolerate. um Time is out. It's like it's over. I'm calling like a timeout, right? I'm calling a timeout. And the reason why I'm calling a timeout is because it is our responsibility to get our lives together. It is our responsibility to be responsible for who we are and where we are in our lives. A lot of us, most of the people that watch my lives anyway, the demographics, say that the people are around my age, somewhere 10, maybe 10 years older, 10 years younger than myself, right? So that is the demographics. And there is no more, we can no longer make excuses for our lives being the way that they are. We have to grab the bull by the horns and take responsibility for where we are. My brothers are out here, and a lot of times they sell women a bill of goods, but they couldn't sell anything that you weren't interested in buying, right? A lot of times we allow ourselves, and this is real talk, to be drawn in because we want to be drawn in. We want to be loved. But can I tell you something? I was talking to a young lady earlier today on the prayer call, and she said something about in Genesis. She started talking about Genesis, and she began to talk about the fact that the responsibility was given to Adam, right? God told Adam, do not eat of this particular tree. God did not tell Eve, right? So that she also talked about the fact that the men that we get involved with need to be leaders already. And part of the reason why we end up with bootleg men in our lives, men who do not want to carry us all the way across the finish line, build a life with us, do the right things by us. Part of the reason why that is because we keep choosing men who are not leaders, right? The only place they want to lead you is to the bedroom. We have to make better choices for our lives, right? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't desire them. You shouldn't desire a man, because we should, but it is our responsibility to make better choices, right? It is our responsibility. When I realized that it was me who needed to be accountable to me, my life began to change. I began to heal because I then began to understand the responsibility that I have in everything that happened in my life. I cannot continuously blame everybody else for not being, right, what I thought that they should be. And this is like my rant for today, because I realize that it is because women can make a choice as to the man that they are going to get involved with. We cannot continue to make excuses for men not being what we want them to be, but we accept them and they don't even have a plan for us in our lives. I'm sorry. That's not their responsibility. It is our responsibility to help them to elevate. And I don't mean it's our responsibility to literally go and help them to elevate. It is our responsibility not to accept less than we deserve. Period. Right? Because a lot of times we as women, we accept the bare minimum and we cannot understand why in the Sam Hill these men are not gravitating towards us, why they don't love us, why they never wanted to. Every man is not for us. Their idea was not in any way to come into our lives to be a blessing. And we need to recognize that. We need to recognize that. Right? We have to recognize who we are. We have to recognize what we bring to the table. We have to recognize who we need to become. We have to own our part in our own lives. It's not anyone else's fault. We have to own our stuff. And I know that the brothers would say to me, some brothers will say, Kim, it's the women's fault. It's the women's fault. Because if they didn't accept that from men, then men wouldn't do it. Right? But I'm calling all my brothers to stand up and be the man that God called them to be. Right? Because we want to be loved and we want to love you and we want to pour into you. The problem is that sometimes and most of the time, a lot of the women are not sticking to their standards. They're not sticking to their guns. That we will align with people who are not in alignment with us. And we are in the month of April. We're in the second quarter. We are in the second quarter of 2025. We have entered in, we crossed over. This is the month of the second quarter. Here's the thing. Enough of the shenanigans. No more excuses about what somebody else is doing or not doing for you. Do it for yourself. And this is to all of my sisters, because I believe that when we raise our standards, everything changes and everything shifts. The mandate was given to the man to be a leader, to set the tone. Men set the tone in the relationships, right? Men, they set it. And they're going to tell you straight up through their actions and their words what they really want to see happening in their lives, whether or not they truly want you, right? So this is really just my rant for today. I get a little frustrated because I know that we cannot ever be all that we're called to be until we are in the company of people who desire the same things that we desire. And we can't accept less than we deserve. Men are the leaders. They are the heads of the household. They bring order. A good man brings order into your life, not chaos. A good man wants to take care of you. But you're not going to get to the good man until you get rid of all of the people who are not in alignment with you. Stop dealing with them. So begin to only deal with people who desire is to go higher, to matriculate upwards. We can't keep playing small and we can't keep acting like we don't know, because we know better. Most of the people that I talk to that watch my lives are around my age. There are no more excuses for why we are cooking dinner, why we're entertaining, why we're seeing men who do not have a desire for the same things that we desire. And stop being mad at them because they don't want it. Just leave them alone. No more excuses. We have to heal. We have to do the work. We have to say, I want better for my life as a woman. I want better. I want more. I was at the gym yesterday. I go to the gym and I see this guy that I know from around the way. He had moved away. he was somebody that I knew his family, right? I didn't know him until I moved near them, and I knew his grandmother and, whatever. So I met him, and I saw him at the gym. He said, "How are you? How you doing, Kim?" And I said, "Oh, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. How are you?" And we were talking and just chucking it up, right? And he says, I said, "Yeah, I feel a shift coming in my own life. I'm kind of tired. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I'm working on some things and blah, blah, blah." And he says to me, "Kim, why don't you got a man?" Just like that. I said, "Because I'm not willing to tolerate any foolishness from anybody. I have a standard for my life." Right. And I get that a lot because men automatically think that you're supposed to be so desperate to be in their company that they could do whatever it is that they want to you, and just have their way. No, not over here. Not over here. I desire a loving, kind, generous relationship where we can pour into each other. And if I cannot get that, then I have to rock alone. It doesn't mean that I want to be alone. It doesn't mean that I want to stay alone. It just means that it has to be healthy. And I'm not tolerating any foolishness. And I say to all of my sisters that will watch even on the replay, I say to all of you, listen, don't make any more excuses. Just name what you want and stick to your core values until you get what it is that you want and you need. Period. That's it. It's not hard. I haven't been by myself all of these years. I really have not. I have not been by myself all of these years and worked on myself and healed and gotten better and understood who I was and done all of this body of work to go ahead and squander it on a man who doesn't know what direction he's going in, who couldn't lead me out of a paper bag. I need you to be the leader in the relationship. I don't want to operate in my masculine energy. And I know a lot of women are tired of operating in their masculine. I know they are exhausted, just exhausted, exhausted. But it just seems like nobody is matriculating upward to meet you at where you are. And that's why a lot of women are by themselves. We are forced to be in our masculine energy. Don't make any excuses and just let any old body walk up in your life and cause havoc. The man that is for you is going to lead you and guide you. His words and his actions are going to line up. Women are always getting involved with men who got potential. You very rarely see a man getting involved with a woman just strictly on potential. He sees her already doing the work. He sees her. Yes. Hi, Willie. I see you being alone, but not being lonely. I see you. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you so much. I'm a little late today. I'm supposed to be on at 12:30. I'm a lot late. But yeah, being alone, but not being lonely. Yeah, because I'm not lonely. I always got stuff to do. I always have work to do. But I really understand that the reason why this is an issue is because women get so enamored with the words that are coming out of a man's mouth. Don't be enamored by the words that are coming out of his mouth. Be enamored by the actions that he is taking that align with the words that are coming out of his mouth. A lot of women just do not understand marrying potential, being involved with the potential is not what we need. We need a plan. We need a plan of action. We need a man who's about his business, right? And we also have to be about our business, right? When somebody asks me, Kim, like, why is it that I can't meet a man? Because they can see you just like you see them. They see if you have a bad attitude. They see if you're kind, if you're genuine. They can feel your energy. They know what you're about. They could tell by the way that you carry yourself. I don't know why that is so impossible for women to understand. Like, work on you, heal you, become a better version of yourself. When you do that, you attract at a different level. I am having this workshop on May the 10th because I want to celebrate women in their resilience. But there is some stories that come behind becoming resilient that I want to talk about during this workshop, and the activities and the different things that we're going to do. The tickets are still available, but they're going fast, right? I really want you guys to understand those who need to be in the building need to be in the building, because it is going all the way down. And the reason why I say that is because there are so many women that need to heal. Work on yourself. Stop making excuses for these bad men. Stop making excuses for them. Stop accepting the garbage. Wait for the man who has a plan for you and your life. Wait for the man who aligns with your core values. And I know as we get older, we just like, oh, we know what to do. We could cook, we could clean, we got a good job, we make money, so we could bring the whole table if we need to bring the table. No, let him bring the table. Let him have the plan to bring the table. You dress that table up. Let him have the plan. And here's the other thing. The other day, I posted, somebody asked me to post on my wall about this whole house business. She owns a house. She's had the house for 20 years. Her children are grown, and she's been dating this guy. And now the guy wants to marry her, and she wants to protect her assets, right? I'm not mad about that. I am not mad. I'm not mad. As a woman, I understand. But here's my question. Here is my question. If the shoe was on the other foot and you were about to marry a man, and in your eyes you could see yourself living with this man for the rest of your natural born life, and y'all going to live and die together, and this man said, I don't want you to get the assets that I have, how would you feel as a woman? I'll wait. Because the question is, if a man said, I want to marry you, I want to make you my wife, and you could be somewhere around my age, but you know that this is the person for you, right? And the minute, and everybody and all of the women on the post were saying, and I was bugging out, I was just looking, I want to see what other people were saying, because sometimes I just gotta listen and feel the temperature in the room. But it bugged me out that these women were saying, protect your assets. No, but you're about to all the way marry this guy. This man is about to all the way be your husband. Now imagine, if you will, that you spent the rest of your life with this man. He passes away and his kids come and take everything from you. You have no say. So you may not have put anything in the first 20 years, but you've been buying stuff. You've been helping with the bills. If something break, if you need something in the house, you know, X, Y, and Z, whatever needs to be done. But there are women who say, no, he's not supposed to get anything. He's not supposed to get anything. We got married. He decided to come over here. So he's going to pay the mortgage on your house. He's going to help you fix the boiler if the boiler break. He's going to help you with the hot water heater. If you want a new kitchen, he's going to invest in getting you a new kitchen. He's going to be like, baby, I got it. You know, you want a new kitchen here. Let's go and let's look at it. And the two of y'all are in this thing together, but he don't have no say if anything happened to you. That sounds ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So you're going to go buy new furniture with this person. You're going to swear before God and all of the witnesses that you love this person, but they don't have access. They don't have no say. But you all the way married them. I'm saying this as a woman. I'm saying this as a homeowner. I'm saying this as a single woman. If I am going to lay down with you, marry you, take your last name, then I have to be with the mindset that I love you and we're going to spend the rest of our lives together. So if you pass away, I don't have any say. I will have her set up in the event something happens. That's fine, Willie. I get it. That's fine. But I'm talking about being married because the idea, and I get it, is that it's not going to work. That's the mindset. That's the reason why this is a problem for me. Why are you marrying somebody if you already have the feeling that it's not going to work and you got to protect your assets from them? That would be my question. That would be my question. Because I know that a lot of people, and that's why I think she inboxed me and said put it anonymous, because it's because of the level of judgment, right? That people have. I'm not upset, because what I would do is I would say, okay, I would probably do the same. Okay, this is what you allotted for your children. So in the event that something should happen to you, we're going to make sure that the kids are taken care of, whether it's via insurance policy, whatever it is. But I can't expect, and this is in my head as a woman, for a man to be in my life, to marry me. I marry him. I commit and make a covenant agreement about this person before God and all of these witnesses. And the only thing I feel like that is necessary is for me to protect my assets. What's the point of marrying them? Just stay single. Just stay single. Because I don't because I'm gonna tell you right now, that would be equivalent to me moving into an apartment and not have my name on it. I'm not doing it. You know how men, Willie, to be honest, you know how men won't move in with a woman unless their name is, because they've been thrown out of apartments before and things have gone awry. Like, I wouldn't move into an apartment with a man. Well, first of all, I ain't moving in with nobody unless I'm married. So that's number one. But number two, like, why would you, people change people? That is absolutely the truth. So if you see the character of this brother or this sister and you see how they get down, like, are we paying attention? Because if you've been dating somebody for 4 years, you kind of know who they are. So if you still second guessing it after 4 years, and this man, or this woman been this way for 4 years, you can't fake the funk for 4 years. Like, some people can, I promise. Like, they get married and then they lose their mind. I get it. But if I'm going before God and all of these witnesses, then maybe I need to rethink whether or not I should be going before God and all of these witnesses. Because everything I have, I want my husband to have. And that's how it should be, vice versa. And I don't understand how you want to get married to somebody, but you don't trust them to do the right thing. And I might be the odd one out in this whole situation, but I'm different anyway. I'm not like everybody else. And I pride myself on not being like everybody. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And no man would say, oh, I want all your money and I want all of, I ain't got no money, but that's not the point. Why not bring the old baggage? What old baggage, Willie? Willie, some days I think I want you to come up here so you can talk to me, but I only got a few more minutes. I want you on the video so I can hear what you got to say. One night I'm gonna go live on here. I've been going live a lot on TikTok, right? I've been going a lot every night. I've been going live on TikTok, right? But yeah, because I really, like, I don't think like other people, because the covenant agreement that I enter into is with God about the other person. And I got to know them well enough to want to even marry them, even though people lie. Even though people lie and they pull game. They be running game on people all the time, right? I just saw a video yesterday. Somebody tagged me in, because everybody tagged me in videos, and I love it when I get a chance to look at it. But in the video, the guy never told her his real name. Like, they were dating, I don't know for how long, and then she got pregnant. She didn't even know his real name. When she got pregnant, he ghosted her, and she went to look him up, and she didn't even have his real name. So she must have went to get some services or something. I don't know, something for the kid, like medical something. And they, they ask you, who's the father, whatever. She didn't have the right name. Come to find out he was a pedophile. Oh no, a sex offender, not a pedophile, a sex offender. Right. And like they had all this video. So she posted all of the video of who the guy was. I guess to find him, to try to find him because he ghosted her. Right now she's pregnant. She done had the baby. She done took care of the baby, but she turns out that she didn't even have his correct name. So she was telling that story in the video. And I was like, oh my God. Right. He didn't introduce you to none of his family. He didn't take you around his cousins. He was leading a double life. He said he had moved away from what? I wonder what in the world he told her, right? Because there'd be signs. There are signs. When he doesn't introduce you to his family, when you don't know his friends and none of his friends know, like something's up with that. You don't have, so outside of me and dating me, you ain't introduced me to nobody else in your family. So I don't want to blame her for all that he did, the lies and the deceit, because people really do lie, right? But you didn't check him out. You ain't do your due diligence. Like after y'all was dating for a month or two, and you didn't meet any of his family, but he was loving on you like you was the best thing since sliced bread, and oh baby, I just want to that, and you didn't do any due diligence. You didn't see what his character was like. So I wonder about that kind of stuff, Willie. And I don't want to judge her either, because I don't know what the situation circumstances really was. You really can't tell from a 1-minute video, or however long it was. You really can't tell from a 1-minute video what really was going on in somebody's head and heart. But we make a lot of mistakes, right? Okay, I've been there. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to bring this up. Hold on. I've been there. It was just a friend. I told her to leave all her things to her family. I also look forward of meeting you. Wait a minute. I've been there. It was just a friend. I told her to leave all her things to her family. I also look forward to meeting you. Forward of meeting you. Okay, is that me that you're talking about? Because I'm good. Hey, Mona, I see you, sis. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I was supposed to be on here at 12:30. I'm running late. I was running late, so I'm here. But again, even in reference to her situation, I don't know from a 1-minute snippet what was going on, right? But legit, if and in fact this actually happened to you, you are the one who has to level up. You can't deal with people who don't introduce you to their family. You can't deal with people who don't have any friends. Everything should be more or less verified through actions and words, right? So a lot of times we make excuses for why things have happened to us. No, you allowed it. You saw who the person was. And now it's a big thing. It's all over, Facebook, because you did a whole video, or probably IG or whatever other platform, right? Like you did a whole video around who this man was. But let's talk about your healing. Let's talk about you, right? How did you end up pregnant and you didn't even have the guy's right name? Like, I'm not saying that he couldn't have told you a different name, but you had a whole baby and you never met anybody in his family. That says a lot. You never met his family. You never met his friends. He didn't have not one friend. And then he ghosted you and you pregnant. Like you didn't. And now you go to find out who the guy really is and find out that's not even his real name and that he's a sex offender. Somebody ain't tapping into something. That's all. Hey, Iris, how are you? I love you. I hope I see you at my workshop, Iris. I hope to see you at my workshop. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be amazing. Daryl's coming. Daryl is coming. I hope to see you there. But do you understand what I'm saying? We make excuses for the thing, right? Do your due diligence. Yes, do your research, Mona. We make excuses for people, right? We don't level up. We don't set a standard. No more excuses for the bad behavior that we allowed. Right? We have to level up and get better. You know, you met a narcissist, right? You know, now I think people overuse that word, but okay. Because now everybody's a narcissist, right? I watch people, right? And so in that D Green, huh? Yes, I think a little out of the box in that D Green. I don't know what that means. I don't. But you know how people say, this one is a narcissist, that one's, that's a big thing now, right? I get it. I get it, but I think that the word is being overused, right? But the point I am trying to get to is that we can see it and we still continue to deal with them as if they're not a narcissist, as if everything doesn't have to be. And then we be expecting something different from somebody when you clearly know who the person is. You see them. And I don't know what part of people think that they can change that person. You have to not make any excuses, but matriculate upwards so that you can heal and get to your best self. Because time is out for playing games. Is that Darren Green showing up? I have no idea if he jumped on for a second. I have no idea because I can't see that. I can't see it. But it might have been Darren. It might have been. It might have been my brother from another mother. But you see what I'm saying? So we make excuses when what we need to do is work on ourselves. No more excuses. Like when we heal, like a rising tide rises all boats, right? So when we heal, we are better equipped to be in good relationships with people. When we heal, when we work on ourselves, right? We can no longer keep blaming everybody else for what we allow have happen in our lives. We've got to learn how to be better communicators. We have to. We've got to learn how to negotiate things when things are not necessarily working out well. We got to learn how to communicate with one another. We have to learn how to love people on a different level, allowing people to be who they are. We have to accept who they are. We don't get to change them. So when you get into the relationship, understand that who you're talking to right now is the person that you are going to be in relationship with, period. Right? No changes. Stop marrying potential. Stop getting involved with people who have the potential to get their lives together. Most men don't do that. Women do that. Women do that. They do it all the time. Well, they have the potential to be an astronaut. But are they really? And then on top of the healing, understanding that people aren't perfect. Right? So what you see is what you get. Right? And so if you understand that, and we don't try to make people into who we want them to be, but we get involved with people for who they really are, because you're marrying or getting involved with their reality. Boaz saw Ruth working. He didn't say Ruth got the potential to work. He saw who she was. He saw her character. He saw how she treated other people when she thought nobody was watching. Right? He saw that. And as she took care of Naomi, right? So the reality is you want to see that person and you want to see them in the different seasons of their lives. If you've been with somebody for 4 years and you're still unsure about their character, that speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. You spent 4 years of your life with somebody, or almost four, whatever she said in the thing I posted. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there you go, Iris. There you go. I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna post that. I'm gonna post what you wrote too, Mona. I was just talking to a couple about this very topic this weekend. Self-growth is so important. Iris, I could not tell you, sis, listen. If I'm not growing, we not going. If I'm not growing, we not going. If you're not in alignment with trying to matriculate upwards, we are not anything. We can't be anything. I was just talking to one of my homeboys this morning on the phone. I called him to see how he was doing this afternoon, rather. Yeah, I don't know when it was, but sometime today. And I was just saying to him, I don't even have friends who do not hold themselves accountable for who they are and where they are. You cannot be in my immediate circle of people that I reach out to and talk to on a daily basis if you don't accept responsibility for who you are. You know why? I'm not even talking about romantic relationships, but I'm talking about just friendship. Because the minute something goes wrong, it's going to be everybody else's fault instead of yours. If you're not mature enough to own your part in a relationship, friendship, relationship with your children, your sisters, your brothers, whomever, if you're not mature enough, right, to say, I needed to work on myself, I have nothing for you. It's not going to work. I love you. I do. But I'm not going to be in relationship with people who don't own their stuff. Because I have to honor me. And if you're not in alignment with that line of thinking, then you're probably not going to be a good candidate to be a friend. And I really mean that. Because what do you do, Mona? I'm coming to your comment. What do you do, right? When and they go, oh, because you did. I don't know. No. Let's have a conversation. Because people who don't hold themselves accountable usually end up blaming you for everything anyway. Because it's got to be somebody else's fault. It wasn't me. Clearly it wasn't me, right? So who wants to be bothered with that? I don't know. All I know is, to my sisters, we don't have perfect men out here, but he needs to at least have a plan, and he needs to at least be a leader. And you have to allow him to be the man that he's called to be in that relationship. He is the head of the household. When Nicole said that this morning, Mona, it almost took me out. Because so many women want to control a narrative, and they marry and they date men that they can control. And what they need to be looking for is the man that's really for them, is the man who has a plan and has great leadership abilities. He may not have it all together, but he knows the right thing to do, and he knows who to go to in the event of a conundrum. He takes it to the Lord in prayer. How is he leading you, and he's not even led by God? Why is it that you're the only one that's being led by God to do everything? Why doesn't he have any plans? And then you mad and you get upset because you're always in your masculine. No excuses. If you don't know how to make it make sense in your own life, you cannot get to where it is that you want to be. And I'm so serious about that. Mona, you said, you know what? This sun is coming in here. You said you see all the warning signs and still believe we can change a person. Absolutely, Mom. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying time is out for playing for playing games. It's time to heal. If I hear one more woman who says, I was talking about this on TikTok last night. If I hear one more woman say, Kim, there ain't no good men out here, I'm like, the devil is a lie. The devil's a lie. There are some amazing, beautiful men out here, right? What did you say, Willie? Wait, and it's not all about what, say, and it's not all about what men can do. Okay, elaborate on that for me. Elaborate on that for me. For your event, I thought you said Darren was coming, men like helpmates. Right. Okay. No, my friend Daryl is coming. Daryl is coming. He's coming. He's a guy, and he's coming. He always comes to all of my events. He always supports me. So he's going to come through. Not Darren Green. Not Darren Green. Right. Darren is doing his thing. He might come. He might surprise me. I don't know. Him and his wife. I don't know. You know, I would love that. But men are coming to the event. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this was supposed to be women only, but my brothers support me as well. That's why I was saying that. Right. Darren was coming. Men like a helpmate. Okay, yes, absolutely. We are supposed to be like, we're supposed to, as a woman, I could say this. Whatever dream the man has given the man, he conveys that to his wife, and his wife goes into action to help make it possible. Right? When you got a good woman, she's going to try to see you through. Even if she doesn't know how to do it herself, she may know some people that can help you to get it done. She would do the research for you for your project or whatever, right? You definitely, but a man with no vision, who's a very good friend? He is a very good friend. I don't know. But a man with no vision, right, can't take you anywhere if he doesn't have a plan. That's all I'm saying. We're supposed to help him. Women are built to help. But give us something to help you with. Have a plan. You know, a man says, oh, I want to marry you. I want to marry you. Okay. So what's the plan? What's the game plan? Tell me what the game plan is. Right? Tell me what you really want. Tell me what you want us to do. What we going to do? But if you ain't got no direction and we getting in a car together, right? And we don't know where we're going, that feels a little out of order to me. I need to know where we're going. And if God created you to be the leader, then I need for you to lead. And I need for you to lead by seeking God first for us. I need you to treat me the way that God wants you to treat his daughter. Right? I want you to love me so much. Right? That all I want to do is love you back and pour back into you. I need you to be my safe space so I can be in my full feminine. Because I'm tired of wearing the pants. I want to be who God called me to be as a woman. And I can't be that feminine, delicate flower if I'm out here in the trenches like men. If I'm doing the heavy lifting. What are we supposed to do for each other if I have to take on the role, on a masculine role in the relationship? If I don't feel safe enough to be pink, to just lower my voice and be like, baby, what do you want for dinner? Because I'm here to serve you. I'm here to bless you. Like, what do you need me to do for you today? Well, I still build my dreams and facilitate and help us to grow, and we growing together. Like, things are out of order. Because I was meant to be in relationship. We were all meant to be in relationship. I don't want to be stuck anymore. Listen, why can't we have it all? Why can't we? Why can't we build our little square and build our world? Why can't we? But I need you to be in alignment with God first. And I need you to then be in alignment with me. treating me the way that I should be treated. And I'm using myself, but I'm speaking for every woman and I'm speaking to every man. Because we want to love you. We want to pour into you. We have all this love to give. We have all of this love to give. We want to take care of you. But it's kind of disingenuous to say that we want to take care of somebody who's not taking care of us. It's disingenuous for us to say that we're going to tolerate a whole bunch of nonsense to have a fraction of what a relationship should be. We need to do better, y'all. We have to get in alignment with ourselves. No more excuses. No more excuses. No more putting up with bad behavior. No more any of that. Let us heal. Let us work on ourselves collectively and individually. Can I tell y'all something? And then I'm going to jump off. We were talking today about the economy, right? We're talking today, this morning on the prayer call, we were talking about the economy. We were talking about buying beans and rice and all the things, right? And in my spirit, man, I was like, we're going to have to come together because things are going to get rough. We're going to have to protect each other. We're going to have to perhaps, share our sugar with one another, right? We need to create a community in our neighborhoods, right? Where we can be a blessing to one another, right? The urgency for me is for protection, right? Where I live, it's a lot of single women that are they empty nesters and all of this, right? Hey, Rodney, I see you, my love. I see you, Rodney. Right? So there's a lot of empty nesters, right? And I remember, and I'm just using this as an analogy, and I said to the ladies one time, I said, we need to get a snow blower, and we need to buy a nice little snow blower, right? So that we can, we can house it in any one of our garages, and then we would share in the cost, and then we can snow blow and help each other out in the winter. So if all three of us, because we're all single women, invest in a snow blower, even if we got somebody else to do it, we would have the equipment to get it done. And the reason why I say that is because we're going to need each other. We're going to need each other. This is the season where we need to come together, especially our persuasion. Yes, we're ultimately on this earth to help each other. Yes, Rodney, yes. God is always in the plan, absolutely. But the issue is that it's deeper than that. You talk about getting seeds to plant vegetables. Like it's about to go all the way down. I was even thinking like maybe my son is going to have to move back home. And I'm not saying that because I want him to. I'm saying that because there's going to be a need to save money. Going to be a need, because there's going to be a need to save money. There's going to be, I'm talking about my baby boy because my oldest son said he ain't coming back. He live in Michigan. He's not coming back. And my daughter live in Connecticut. But if necessary, come home. Because we're going to have to do this together. And we're going to have to look out for our neighbors. And we're going to have to grow food in our yard. And we're going to have to get seeds. And we're going to have to help each other out. And I know we are so used to doing everything on our own. We don't need nobody. We don't want nobody borrowing no sugar. But that's how it used to be when I was a kid. My mother and my aunties off the block that I grew up with, they would can peaches. I watched my mother do it. Peaches and pears and all of the things, they learned how to do that so that they can survive. They learned how to take a turkey neck and make beans and you understand. I'm not trying to be deep or heavy. This is an analogy to explain to you that we're about to go into a season where we're going to have to revert back to what we used to do back before I was born, right? And we need our men. Do y'all remember, and I'm asking, I don't know how many people on here, that's how God designed us and needs us to be for each other, right? Do y'all remember when the lady in Elmont was being harassed by her neighbors? And then the men had to go out and get around the house and protect the house. Do y'all remember when the Black Panthers, and I only read about this because I might have been a baby when all of this stuff was going on, but the men in the community needed to feed the community? Do y'all remember when we had to feed our own children? You heard about it. You might not have lived through it. Maybe you were too little to even know about it, but the men are going to have to step up. Or we're going to have to be like the Woman King, that movie, where the women is protecting. Like, no, we need y'all. Seeds come in abundance. We need to take them now from the foods we're eating daily, like peppers. Exactly. And we got to make sure that they're not genetically modified and only grow in certain conditions. I'm telling you, y'all, we're going to have to come together. And I really mean this. What's going on out here politically, what's happening in the world, I don't know if everybody is paying attention. And I'm not trying to say that we need to rise up like the Black Panthers did, with armed and all of this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we need our men. We may have to call the troops back in, our children. We may, because we need our kids too. Things is about to get crazy. And I'm not saying this to be like, woo, woo, woo. I'm saying it because it's the truth. Everything is out of alignment in our communities. And we need to get back to the basics. And we're gonna need each other. Real talk. And if you're not watching what's going on out here, shame on you. Because a lot of people is being hoodwinked and bamboozled and carrying on. Yeah. So anyway, I didn't even mean to be on here this long. I was supposed to be on here for like 20 minutes. And now I'm been on here a whole hour. But I thank y'all for watching. Y'all so dope. Y'all are so dope. I hope y'all come out to my workshop because it's gonna be fire. I could tell you it's gonna be fire. I'm like so excited about the work that I'm putting together for it. But anyway, if y'all watch this on the replay, #replay, I'm gonna be on TikTok later tonight. I think about 6:30. I'm gonna be on Tiki Taki because I love me some Tiki Taki. I love them streets over there. Listen, I love y'all like I love some cooked food. Y'all have an awesome and amazing day, and I will hopefully hear from y'all later. All right, y'all be blessed.